Welcome to What Was Worth Watching Summer 2021. I'm Mary. It was not a very good season. There were a lot of bad shows and some pretty okay and enjoyable shows, but ultimately this time Keith and I are only going to vouch for one anime apiece. Due to scheduling issues, we'll be recording our recommendations separately. If this is your first time listening, normally Keith and I record together and discuss a bit more. You can find our recommendations from previous seasons in a playlist linked in the description, or you can just click on my channel and find them there. So I'm going to be talking about Fumetsu no Anatae. This is a gorgeous, amazing, heart-wrenching show. And I don't want to give too much away about it. I really think it's a great show to go totally blind into. I would even recommend skipping the opening as you watch it because the opening is just a montage of clips from the show. And I think it's a really enjoyable show if you basically have no outside information about what's coming next. There are so many things I could praise about this show. The action's really great. From my understanding, the director did a lot of work on Naruto, so that's kind of an idea of where that comes from. The Japanese voice acting is excellent. There's an abundance of female characters that range in motivations and age, so that's really nice. There's so much that's good about this show. The pacing of the episodes individually is really well done, but it's not a marathonable show. You probably will definitely need to take breathers between episodes or between arcs. I think my biggest issue with the show was how some of the arcs are stronger than others. They're all good, but the show sets a very high bar for itself, and some just don't have the same impact as others. For me, my least favorite arc, I'm going to refer to it as the Island arc. I don't know if there's a more official name for it, but I did feel like that part was a bit rushed, and that the setting wasn't as strong as some of the previous arcs. So my enjoyment of the show did dip a little over the course of the broadcast. But setting that aside, this really is an amazing show overall, and I totally urge you to check it out. And it's not actually over. The first season finished airing, but a second season is already scheduled to come out next year. So while the end of the first is very emotionally satisfying, there's some big plot elements that are left dangling. And hopefully those will get addressed later.
Tokyo Revengers is a show about delinquents as they thug their way through life. It has good pacing, enjoyable delinquents, and an engaging premise which makes it an all-around good show about delinquents. One of the most enjoyable aspects for me was that it leads in with the concept that Takemichi is weak, and no matter what Takemichi may do, there will never be a point where he will be able to stand against the delinquent superstars that surround him. That said, however, it is still a shonen, and as such, motivations and resolutions still tend to be fairly simplistic. Instead of beating the thing up, you just pour your passion in until it works out somehow, I guess. All of that is moot, however, because moe delinquents do moe things like beat each other up passionately. And that's all I need. So if you like delinquents, watch Tokyo Revengers. That brings us to the end of the episode. It feels odd having us just recommending 2 shonen anime, but that's just the nature of this kind of project. We only want to recommend things we can stand by with confidence, and sometimes that's shonen.